Oh, goodness. Oh, hey. You know, when I was in college, when I was a college freshman, I remember I'd go out, get to 2:30, 3 in the morning. I was just like, I don't care what she looks like. Just let's make it happen. And now, 20 years later, here I am again. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what it looks like. Just get it done. Make it happen. Finish the job. Oh, boy. All right. The Knicks win another game. David Futternick, what the fuck did I just watch? I don't know what you just watched. I don't know. This team is, I'm not going to say that they're maddening. They're a unique team. They're a unique team, and I don't know that there's another team quite like the Knicks. I was texting with Bernard and Yash before, and commenting on their poor second half net rating throughout the year, and it doesn't matter. Like, I think they're the worst team in the league. Like, if you give them a 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, all, like, anything in that range, that lead, unless they're playing like the Pistons, like, they're going to figure out a way to let the team that they're playing back into the game. But at the same time, if they're down by 10 or 12 or 13 or whatever, they're not out of it. They are in every game, for better and for worse, until the very end. And I don't think it's for lack of effort or anything of that nature. I just, this is what happens when you have a team, as I've been saying all year, with limited offensive talent. And they have limited offensive talent, but God, do they fight. God, do they fight. And they have an all-star who occasionally makes some clutch free throws, doesn't always make some clutch baskets, makes some clutch free throws. And they have a young star. Capital S, capital S, capital T, capital A, capital R, star. They have a young star in RJ Barrett. And I don't, like, what else is there to say at this point? Because he has ice water flowing through his veins. And it's just like, what more do you want to see from the kid? What more do you want to see? I don't know. I don't know what else there is to say. We're going to go through this whole win. I got a bunch of comments in the super chat I want to get to one at a time. Your boy Ben's with the first one, star, RJ Barrett. Yeah, but you only capitalize the S. You got to capitalize all 4 letters. Hannibal Miles. Don't love the haircut. I don't love the haircut either. A little too short for my liking. A little too short. Love the 3-point shot. He was off tonight, right? He was off. He only hit 3 of 6. That's God. I'm not sure if I said it here, if I said it only during like my halftime Zoom, but like, is there? I think I said it last time here. Is there any shot you're more confident in the Knicks right now than RJ Barrett taking a 3-pointer? I think it's the most confident that you could be in anything the Knicks do. Brian Benjamin, thank you so much for your contribution. Joe DeSanto, big fan. Appreciate the work you do. Thank you, Joe DeSanto. I appreciate you, Joe. Adam, when are they going to unleash RJ? He needs 20 shots a game at this point. You know what? I actually kind of love the fact that he is letting the offense come to him. Like, here's the thing. They're putting RJ Barrett in positions where a lesser player would put up 20 shots in a game. He's not putting up 20 shots in the game because he is starting to look for the right play as opposed to just the available play or the easy play. and he's making more and more passes every game that are great passes. And guess what? That has a lot to do with the fact that his efficiency has gotten so much better over the course of the year. So I'm cool with where he's at right now. Stevens Guillaume, thank you so much, as always, in the super chat. RJ Clutch, yes, RJ Clutch. That's his new name, RJ Clutch. Robert Cross, let's talk about RJ Barrett's ceiling once more. There is none. Look, I don't like to have the conversation about RJ Barrett's ceiling because I'm just happy about what's happening now. And I think we're all happy about what's happening now. Coming off of last year, he had a rough rookie year. He had a rough start to the season. But when we talk about ceilings of players, it's a lot easier for me to talk about a ceiling of a guy who's doing it in games that matter at the age of 20. Because if a guy does it and it's in games that don't matter, or like he's young and he shows flashes, but he's not putting it all together, like that's not that interesting to me. A guy that's doing it and starting to put it together at this age and in games that matter, which is why this season has been so important for the Knicks, to get into games, game after game after game that matters a lot. So Kuran Bajwa, RJ is our closer. He is a star, capital STAR, Broadway Bully. I like that nickname. Broadway Bully is pretty good. Michael Aaron, what's going on, Michael? How you doing, bud? RJ is one of, if not the most underrated players in the league right now. Everyone is sleeping. No one's going to convince me otherwise. I'll tell you this. I think he's making a late push for most improved player. And I would actually, boy, that's a newsletter, right? That's a newsletter. Who is the more improved player? Is it RJ Barrett or is it Julius Randle? Julius Randle's obviously in a little bit of a slump right now. I think he ended up 7 for 19 from the night. He's still been way improved. But RJ is a different guy. Not the same player. Not the same player we saw last year. Because the player we saw last year wasn't helping the team win. And he was struggling individually. So 2 knocks. What else we got here? I'm trying to get to everybody. Harry Donor, thank you so much. We got the super chat is coming fast and furious. Jean-Baptiste Piron, love me some Macri and KFS after a win. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. I'm about to hop on the Tibbs postgame on my phone. Jesse Cook, I must have missed this one. Thank you, Andrew Claudio, for making me aware. RJ, Anthony Edwards, how you like that? Man, I can't wait to see them play each other again, RJ Barrett and Anthony Edwards. I think that's going to be a fun matchup. Dom Cappuccini. Hey, Kyle, would love to have you here this summer. I'm going to talk about Kyle Lowry in a bit. I want a little bit more RJ. Jeremy E., his name is Star J. Whoa. Star J Barrett? Well, too cute by half, maybe, but I like it. I dig it. Star J Barrett. That's kind of cool. Delsky, at 20 years old, will the real Maple Mamba please stand up? Marshall Mathers voice. Big fan of the old Marshall Mathers LP. Yeah, I mean, look, we've RJ Starlet. That's a pretty good one too. RJ Starlet. I like that. Let's actually, one more. JD. RJ has the same clutch gene as Jeter. Intangibles. Man, oof, when you invoke the name of Derek Jeter. But here's the thing, right? Derek Jeter, was he necessarily the most talented player in the game? Was he one of the most 10 talented players in the game? Was he one of the most 20 most talented players in the game? I don't know. But he was a guy that you wanted on your team as much or more than anyone. And he was in the MVP race a couple times, seriously in the MVP race, because his team won that much. And anybody who watched the team knew he was indispensable. And I think eventually we might be having those conversations about RJ Barrett. I don't think that's insane to say. If he ends up being, maybe not the best player on a really good team, but the most important player on a really good team. A couple other comments I think I missed earlier. Mark Sable echoing my comments, RJ for most improved. Michael Aaron, Andrew did a great job. Shout out to Andrew Claudio for picking up the post-game slack last time. But I got to hear you celebrate RJ's clutchness from the end of the Memphis game for a sec. Here's the thing. It's getting to the point now where the clutchness for RJ Barrett, we don't have to just point to one game or another game. It's been like a lot of games. And I put a stat, in-game split stat in the newsletter last week about his shooting percentages in the fourth quarter, and specifically first, second, third, fourth quarter overtime, since the All-Star break. He is saving his best for last. This is a trend. This is not a 2, 3, 4, 5 game thing. This is a thing now. This is a real thing. It has been happening for a while. I don't know what more do you want? Blood of Dupanda. That's an interesting name. You didn't believe in RJ, but now you do. Soon Obi. I haven't given up on Obi. I was actually really complimentary of Obi during the halftime. I was surprised that he didn't get in there for the second half, although I understand Tibbs wanting to get as much shooting in there. Another comment from Jonathan Benton. Don't care if RJ gets a perm if he plays like this. That might be the comment of the night. I don't care if RJ gets a perm if he plays like this. That's pretty good. Okay. I'm pulling up the old Tibbs presser. We'll see if we'll try to do a little double duty here. Brian Benjamin, why not have the option for people to send super chats to your Cash App so you get the full dollar amount? I wish we could do that, but it's all good. I'm just happy I get to see these comments and I get to see all of you here after a big game. Let's talk a little bit about this game. So this was a really, really strange game from the get-go, because they came out and they played as well over the beginning of this game as I feel like they have any game in a while. And I know that might be an overstatement because they were a little loose at times. They didn't make a lot of shots, but I thought they came out and they meant it. I thought they came out and they were moving the ball with a purpose. They were moving themselves with a purpose. Andrew's reminding me to say Cash App is in the description below. Cash App is in the description below. And they defended like crazy. And, they got the lead up to whatever they got the lead up to. And it never felt like they were ready to put the game away. But at the end of the first half, I did think this. I was like, man, they're going to let this lead go down to 6, and they're going to come out in the second half, and Toronto's going to hit a few threes, and this is going to be a fucking game, and we're going to lose it. They didn't let that happen. They pushed the lead back up to double digits at the end of the first half, and even despite the fact that they ended up relinquishing the lead in the second half, after they built it up to, I think it was 18 points, I thought it was important that they finished the second quarter strong, and I thought it was important that they started the third quarter strong, because this team cannot put any team away. They can't put any team away that's a decent team. They can put the Pistons away, and they could put some other similar shitty team away. The Raptors are not that, and I know the Raptors have lost a bunch of games this season, and the Raptors' record is terrible. There's a lot of smoke there. If you look at their net rating, the Raptors are not a bad team. They are a good team. Oh, here's Tibbs.
Now we got Coach.
Should we do a little live Tibbs presser? Let's do a little live Tibbs presser. So we got
Coach. This is 2 games in a row now where
Tibbs is not
come down to the wire, and you guys have figured out a way to get that win. Is there anything that feels different to you about the way that things have kind of clicked in your ability to finish here?
Yeah, you just got to keep working at it. You never know when it's going to change.
Got to keep working at it. These are wise words from a wise man.
Try to make it go your way.
The magic, by the way,
we did. There were a lot of good things to build the lead. Then we struggled for a while.
I put my hand up, so we'll see if we get a question.
Again, and I like that we had the mental.
We could all ask the question together.
Sort of work our way through it and then pull it out in the end. But I think we're capable of playing better.
Got to pull it out. Very important.
Steph Bondi.
Tell them how, if at all, did that rain or roof leak delay affect you guys?
Yeah, I thought it was baseball. A little rain delay.
That was weird too, right? The
happen,
leaky roof.
And that's what
Not something that I ever expected to see at a basketball game. But
I think we had a 10-point lead at that point. So
I actually wonder how the leaky roof situation affected them, because it was.
Just deal with it.
I thought it actually benefited them in the moment, but I don't know. Very weird. 14-minute delay.
To pull it out, that's what you got to do.
Jonathan Macri?
Hey, Coach. So after the Memphis game, which was obviously, in some ways a high point of the season, now this is 2 in a row at home. You got another one against the Lakers. Is this something that you think you're going to be able to build on for the final quarter of the season? And if so, how will you do that?
Well, you want your focus and concentration to be on daily improvement. And so you learn from every game. And sometimes, you may lose and learn, but you want to learn every game and you want to improve. And there's always things that you have to work on. Yeah, obviously, you can't work on everything every day, so you have to prioritize the things that you feel are most important to improve upon, and then try to carry it over into the game and have a good understanding of what goes into winning each and every game. And I think our guys are building good habits. You need everyone. You don't know where it'll come from. So there's the challenge of being mentally ready, physically ready, and emotionally ready. And when the ball goes up, there's no excuses. You just got to find a way to get it done.
Becca Harlow?
Can I just say,
Coach, you mentioned, you felt like there were times when
I love this man. I love my wife. I'm married to my wife. She's amazing. But I love this man. I want to set my alarm clock every day when I have to get up and go to work and do whatever the fuck I have to do that's not this. And I don't want it to buzz. I just want it to be Tom Thibodeau's voice being like, get up, go. That's what I want out of life. But anyway. Tom Thibodeau's amazing. We love Tom Thibodeau here at the Knicks Film School live stream post game. They mute me, Andrew. I don't have to mute. It's great. They take care of everything for me. Anyway, so this is big, and yet he still hasn't smiled this whole post game. It's amazing he still hasn't smiled. I'm convinced. Let's talk for a second about Tom Thibodeau, because I think we'll pause here. I think we get so caught up sometimes, right? We get so caught up sometimes in the things that he's not doing that we want him to do. And then you stop and you pay attention to the fact that this team defensively, for now 3 quarters of the season, 54 games, they come out ready to defend each and every time they step on the floor. Never once do they come out not ready to play defense. And they never give in. I mean, yes, there have been a few games where they've been blown out, but those were when teams just hit a bunch of shots and the whole thing. They never give in. They're in close games down the stretch. And when they're in these close games down the stretch, they may not hit the shots, and that's why they lose, but they don't let go of the rope. And these are all things that have been instilled in practice day after day after day, which is why we can laugh and joke about his catchphrases and his sayings and the magic is in the work and this and that and the other thing. It's real. And if you see the players and they give the post-game interviews and they give the practice interviews, and just the way they talk about how much he prepares them to win game after game after game. And they may not always win, but they are prepared to win. And I think that's an important distinction to draw. And I think all the credit in the world has to go to him, because guess what? If it was so easy, any one of the dozen coaches that have come through here over the last 20 years would have been able to get it done. J.M. Prego. Always pull it out at the end. Always. Love it. Another comment from Emil Boumansour. Just imagine when RJ is the main feature of the offense. I feel like sometimes RJ's left on an island and doesn't get touches. This also shows he could help without having to be on the ball. Yeah, I mean, look, again, there are complaints that we can make. I want to see RJ get the ball more. I want to see Obi Toppin run more, pick and roll. I want to see maybe a little more action where our Julius Randle's the pick and roll ball handler, where there might be a guard screening for him. I want to see him switch up the rotations and not be so regimented with the hockey line switches and the whole thing. Like, these are all things that, yes, we want to see these things in our Knicks this year because they are exciting and they are fun and they are like, yes, why not? Why aren't we doing this? It's all goes into the same pot. And like, yes, this is an overly simplistic way of being like scoreboard. Of course, we're allowed to criticize Tibbs. But I do think that when we bring up some of these issues about like things that we want to see slightly different about this team, we have to acknowledge the fact that it is a portrait, right? It's a whole portrait. It all goes together. And the fact that he has this team, I can't believe I'm saying this, with a 500 record 3/4 of the way through the season. Like, seriously? Crazy. It's craziness to me. Forgotten NYC. Need some good cardio. Watch the fourth quarter of Knicks games. I like that comment. My wife yelled at me tonight. Is she, Delora, you in there? Oh, okay. Yeah, so I want to make sure she hears this. I did not yell once during the Memphis game. I kept it straight. When RJ hit the 3 tonight, I let out, oh my God, the force of hell came out of my mouth. And my wife was 5 feet away from me, and she was holding the baby who was sleeping. The baby did not sleep through that. So I just want to offer my apologies to my wife for that. And I was running around the room like a crazy person. So all of the things. Overratedness. Hi, Macri. RJ is the savior, and I will not be convinced otherwise. Also, what does a Randle extension look like now that his shot has regressed a little bit? I don't think it changes their approach. I think they still should offer him the maximum extension that he is allowed to get offered this offseason, which is 120%. Next year's salary starting at 120% of his salary for this year, so roughly $24 million, 25, something like that. They should offer it to him because even Randle with a slightly questionable outside shot, I think is worth that amount of money in the game today. I'd be happy to offer that to him. Man, CT Pittman, come on, dude. What are you doing? You kill me with your generosity on these post games. Thank you so much. Really, shout out to you. Really, I don't know what else to say. Shout out to you. Thanks for the inside access. That was legendary. Listen, I'm a Knicks fan who is living some kind of dream, and I get all of you here to live it with me. So I'm the luckiest guy on the face of the earth, and thank you all for being here for it, because this is fun, man. This is fun. We've let's just, again, I've said this a couple times this year, and I want to say it again. There are 650 people watching this right now. It's a Sunday night. People got work. People got shit to do. It's 11 o'clock. And you're sitting here and you're watching me talk about this team who has given us nothing for so long. And they're doing this year, and it's so much fun. And I'm going to say it again. We deserve this. Knicks fans deserve this. Because we didn't give up. None of us gave up. None of us gave up on this team. Through 17 and whatever, I don't know how many games they'd lost that year, we never gave up on the team. We were always, maybe we weren't always optimistic, but we were always like, just got to turn that corner. Got to turn that corner, and I feel like they have. And we have, and it's cool. A couple other super chat comments I think I missed from earlier. Patrick Gallucci. How content are you with Burks at point guard down the stretch? I'm going to actually comment on that in a second, and I'm going to get to that Lowry question, which I realized I forgot. And Michael Aaron, CT Pittman is the MVP of post games. I'm going to take a load. No, don't take out a load. Nobody should take out a load. This is gift enough. Okay, answer both of those questions. How content am I with Burks at the point guard down the stretch? I thought Tibbs played the right 5 guys down the stretch. I thought in this particular game he played the right 5 guys down the stretch because I think Burks, he's the best shooter, obviously, of all of their point guards, with the exception of Quickly, and Quickly's shot wasn't there tonight, and Quickly didn't have a great game tonight. I understand Burks had that turnover, which could have been absolutely devastating, But at the same time, I do think Burks has been clutch, and I don't think Mike Breen was overstating that when he said as much in the towards the end of that game. I think Burks has been largely very good. I trust him with the ball in his hands enough that I'm willing to concede, the risk. Whereas with Rose and with Peyton, obviously, and Quickly being a rookie, if Quickly had it going, I would rather have Quickly in there. But Quickly didn't have it going tonight. And not that Burks hit a lot of shots, but again, Burks has shown you that even if he's having a bad game, he can hit some clutch shots down the stretch. So long and the short of it, I thought Tibbs played the right 5 guys down the stretch. I want to get to the Lowry question from earlier that I forgot about. I would love Kyle Lowry here in the offseason. I said it even, I think this number has come out. It came out around the deadline, what he's looking for, 2 for 50. I'm going to pat myself on the back for this one. I said 2 for 50 for Kyle Lowry like a month ago, more than a month ago. I thought that's what he would want. I said that's what I'd pay him. I would still pay him that to come here for 2 years. I know it's a lot of money. And I know he's on the older side, but boy, does that guy absolutely legitimize everything you do on the basketball court, and I thought you saw that tonight. He was their best player tonight. It wasn't close. They would not have been close without him. I want to see him come here and have an effect on our young guys because guess what? If you put him on the Knicks, if you put him on this Knicks team with RJ Barrett progression and, Emmanuel Quickly progression and hopefully Julius Randle taking another step forward, sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. I'm going to, Benji here say, Issei, sorry. Thank you very much for the kind words. Go Knicks, baby. Couple more comments I'm going to read and then I'm going to get out of here because I actually have to record another little bit of a podcast with Mr. Jeremy Cohen. The Zolo J. The only regret I have about being a Knicks fan is, oh, come on, why are you doing this to me? Is not finding out about Knicks Film School sooner. Thank you. Thank you for that. And I'm like I said, I'm just happy I get to do this. And then my Gary Hartman, first time, long time. Thanks for all you do. I continue to be amazed by this team's resiliency. Great word. The amount of gut-wrenching losses we've had over the last month would sink many teams, but not us. That's a great place to end it. And I'm going to end it on that. We've been wondering all season. I've been wondering all season. I'm not going to lie. When's the other shoe going to drop? When's it going to drop? When's the other shoe going to drop? Between the open three-pointers teams were missing and the fact that we were getting some probably unsustainable three-point shooting from some positions, the schedule getting tougher. And look, could they still struggle down the stretch? Yeah, they could still struggle down the stretch. But shameless plug for tomorrow's podcast because this is exactly what we're talking about. For them to be 500 after 3/4 of the season, I'm sorry. I'm going to say it. I really do kind of think the rest of this year is gravy. I think as long as they make the play-in, I think the play-in is important. I think as long as they make the play-in and they show up and they play in the play-in and they give it their all and they give it the old college try, I think we're good. I think they've earned it. I think they've accomplished enough. They've certainly given me enough to be proud of. So, Luke Shimon, 2 for 50 sounds good for Lowry, but seriously, if we're sitting on a cap for a third straight offseason, would you consider 1 year for 40? I think that's above his 1 year max, so it would be like 1 for 38. Actually, I'd rather have him for 2 for 50 because I want him here for 2 years. Like enough. Like let's build. Let's build something, right? Let's sign a guy for a couple of years, see where it gets us. Yeah, I'd love that. But I think they're going to have some options at point guard. I'm going to write about it in the newsletter moving forward. And that's really it. I don't have anything else because Jeremy Cohen, shout out to my co-host, Jeremy Cohen. He had his COVID shot in the last, I think he had it yesterday. And he's hurting. And he is waiting up right now to record a little bit more of this podcast because we had to record a little bit more after this game. So we are just hitting the 30-minute mark. I'm going to sign off. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, everybody who contributed to the super chat. And, man, let's enjoy this one. Let's enjoy this. Let's enjoy our start to the week. And we'll get after it tomorrow against the Los Angeles Lakers. All right. Peace out.